Chiara and this is Gina, and we're members of the Santa Clara softball team.
Today we'll be teaching you how to properly warm up and cool down for sporting activities.
A well-designed warm-up is also extremely beneficial. The term itself comes from the positive effects of raising the temperature of your body before a competition. Slowly increasing physical intensity prior to a sport increases muscle temperature, ultimately allowing your muscles to contract more forcefully. More forceful contractions equals more strength and power.
Dynamic stretching involves stretching through moving your body to allow it to gradually loosen up its muscles. Unlike in static stretching, the movement in dynamic stretching never stops and the end position is never held. It has been recently discovered that static stretching may lead to decreased muscle strength and performance. Static stretching is still very beneficial to loosening up muscles before performance, but it is important that you do dynamic stretches first to warm up cold muscles.
Now we're going to give you some examples of dynamic stretching.
Take a step and raise your knee towards your chest. Grab your legs with both hands and pull it as close to your chest as possible. Hold your knee for 1 second, then release your knee and repeat with the other leg.
Keep a slight bend in your front leg, lean forward while reaching your back leg out straight, and try to touch the ground while maintaining balance to stretch your hamstring.
Step forward with one leg into a lunge position, hold the lunge for 2 seconds, then twist your upper body both ways to stretch your quads and back.
Another large study of athletes found that the least and most flexible participants were 2.5 times more likely to incur an injury. So when it comes to flexibility in competitive sports, it's most beneficial to be moderately flexible.
Obviously, you can improve your flexibility quicker. Everyone knows you can try and touch your toes without warming up. Typically, you don't get very far after just a few minutes of warm up, or even after a few reps of stretching. You get much further than you can really go. And you're not really reaching the tissue's end range, but you're just allowing it to kind of relax and ease into the stretch better. But really, it's about performance.
Now we're going to give you examples for static stretching.
To stretch your hip flexors, slightly bend your knee to one side until you feel a stretch. Hold for about 10 seconds and then repeat on the other side.
To stretch your hamstrings, stand up straight with your feet touching each other, bend down slowly and try to touch your toes.
Most sports require the use of the upper body, so it's important to stretch that as well.
Grab any kind of elastic band for dynamic arm stretching. Grab the band, pulling it over your head, keeping your arm straight to feel a long stretch from your hip all the way up to your arm.
Lift your arm to a 90-degree angle while putting your other arm on your shoulder to create stability. Rotate your shoulder downward while keeping a 90-degree angle, then return upward without going past 90 degrees.
Finally, put everything together and do a full throwing motion to ensure the proper stretching of all the muscles used while throwing.
Those are some examples of how to stretch your arms dynamically. Now we're going to show you some static stretches for your arms.
Place your hand behind your head. With your other hand, grab your elbow and push it down until you feel a stretch in your tricep, and then do it with your other arm. Hold for about 10 seconds.
Extend your arm across your chest with your opposite hand under your elbow. Be sure not to rotate your body as you stretch. Repeat with one arm and hold for 10 seconds.
Furthermore, slowly adding movement to your muscles opens up the blood vessels, allowing blood to flow more easily throughout the body and decreases the strain on your heart. Finally, as your blood temperature increases, your blood cells actually hold less oxygen. This loose oxygen is then free to be used by your muscles, increasing overall endurance.
Now that you've properly warmed up, it's time to play! Woo!
physical activity.
Instead of going from high level activity to no activity, just to stop, let's kind of ease you out of it to kind of help return that blood to the organs, the brain, the center of the body.
Other important parts of cooling down are stretching, rolling out, and icing. After working out, it is important to go on a 5 to 10 minute cool down jog.
To roll out your hamstrings, you must apply pressure and roll back and forth until your hamstrings feel loose.
To roll out your quads, you lay on top of the roller using your hands for balance, and you roll from the top of your knee up to your hip.
Position the roller under the calves. Using your hands for support, slowly roll from the knee down to the ankle. After working out, it is important to ice any sore muscles so your body can start the recovery process and to prevent injuries. Ice for about 15 to 20 minutes immediately after physical activity.
There are 3 parts of every workout and they are all equally important. The beginning of the workout consists of the warm-up, which increases flexibility to make injuries less likely. The middle part of the workout, which is the most intense and takes up the most time. Finally, the end of the workout is the cool down, which allows the body to slowly reduce temperature back to normal.